Good morning, good morning. Thank you for tuning in today on the Harris Room. Today we are joined by NotNandoTWD, an up and coming emerging star in the TikTok and Instagram space. He captures game breaking highlights across all platforms, over 100K likes on TikTok. So he's up and coming. Stay tuned for the rest of the episode. He gives us some great content on up and coming stars within the space. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and follow him on all his platforms below. All right. So we're joined here, not Nando TWD, founder and leader of Team Wide Domination, up and coming gaming clan. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Give us a little 30-second intro before we hop right into the little interview.
Nat Nando, you feel me? Family man first, mailman second, and a gamer third.
Okay.
I've been doing this gaming thing for a year now. Started 12/31 of 2023, and now taking it into 2025 now for the new year.
Okay, so you've been doing it for about 2 years. You're doing it about 2 years.
Yeah.
So, what originally got you into the whole content creation kind of thing? You know, you doing your thing on TikTok, you doing your thing on YouTube, you doing your thing on Instagram. You know what I mean? So, tell us how you got started.
Gaming has always been a passion of mine. So if I was going to game, might as well game for friends, family, whoever wanted to watch,
Okay.
and try to build a little community so people could come through and show love.
Okay. So you started with TWD. You got your gaming buddies, and then you really started a platform for other individuals to kind of branch out, which is kind of insane to me because you always had your inner circle, and then I came along and you inspired me to do so many different things. So if you could talk to just anybody out there and give them like one piece of advice, what would it be for those up and coming and emerging trying to get into that TikTok, Instagram space regarding gaming?
Just get started. I mean, that's the hardest part, is just getting started, getting your feet wet, learning. That's a major part of this. You're not going to be great when you first start it. Your videos not going to look clean like the people you've seen doing it for years. So you just got to get started, ask for advice, watch videos. I mean, there's countless of videos out on YouTube, Instagram, all that will teach people free knowledge. Just go use that to your advantage, and just ask questions and get your feet wet. That's it.
Okay. So if there was one video out there that you can remember watching prior to you starting this whole journey, like was there a person, was there an Instagram account, like what was it that kind of solidified you, that kind of was like, all right, this is how I'm going to start. Now I'm going to take on this challenge.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't use that advice when I first started.
Okay.
For me, it was just really like just trying to build something like for a community. That's
Okay.
the reason why I started. And like I said, I played games all the time, so I said might as well let me get going myself. But throughout that, once I started doing it, then I realized, hey, like my content isn't where these bigger creators, how their content looks. So then that's when I started like actually diving deep into watching videos and really learning. And
Okay.
for instance,
Okay.
like myself, after this so long, I was like, you know what? Let me put a guide for people. So, for instance, I made a guide on how people can make 2K content, because that's where I mainly do. So it just gives somebody like the avenue to learn. And if you use it, you use it. If you don't want to, it'll still be there for the next person.
Okay. So just like you said, you had the guides out for 2K, and I see that you're exploring other games. You know what I mean? You did a stint on MLB The Show. You did a stint on Marvel Rivals. So just to kind of give some information, you like taking your own advice and not sticking to one game, but like whatever content makes you happy, right? So
For sure.
like walk us through that. If you could build a game around any storyline, what would that kind of be? Like if you could just create any game around anything,
Any
like
game.
do you have an idea about what that would be?
Eh, Just give me Marvel Rivals. That's it.
Just
That's
give me
it.
Marvel
Yeah,
Rivals?
just give me
Okay,
Marvel
okay.
Rivals, man.
Yeah.
That's my new addiction. So any game, like if I could build it, just give me Marvel Rivals. I mean, being a Marvel game, they have a vast network of characters and stuff like that they could build off of. It's a hero shooter. People love hero shooters. Like Overwatch was big back when it first came out. It died down, and now Marvel Rivals is picking up the slack for hero shooter games. You know, I or like a game like Apex Legends. You know, that was one of my games that I played for a very long time, was competitive on. But those would be the two. Cause I mean, sports games are cool and all, but they be, you know, they could piss you off a little bit. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Now coming from a gamer who's at the top of the apex of across all games, right? You've hit masters in almost every game that you played. On the way to GM and stuff like that. Like, how do you balance between content and being great at the game? Like, what's kind of your idea about that?
honestly, like I put in a lot. It's gonna sound crazy, but I put in a lot of time watching players better than me.
Okay.
So you could be mediocre at a game and just start learning from players that are better than you, and just taking one little thing from each video and trying to implement to your game. That's how you start to increase and really find success in your own gaming adventure. Honestly.
Right, right. Because you gave me the advice of along with Marvel Rivals, taking your gameplay and then fitting it within the style of you, but also getting it from other competitors. Right. You've looked at Team Captain, you've looked at
Yep.
other people in the Marvel Rival space to get to the top of the apex of where you're going to. So looking at Marvel Rivals, you know what I mean. You're on the road to Grandmaster. I mean, you're only like 3 or 4 games off. So shout out to you. Keep doing that content. And my
Appreciate
next
it.
question would kind of be: do you tailor your content to specific platforms? Right? Do you have specific content for TikTok, specific content for Instagram, and how do you kind of navigate that space?
So I make content specifically for TikTok. So what
Okay.
I do is I make all my shorts in 916. I make it 1080p. Well, once I post on TikTok, then after a day I'll post on my Instagram and my YouTube shorts. So TikTok always gets it first. And then for YouTube, whenever I'm streaming or whenever I'm going for a specific recording, then in my OBS Studio, I'll just straight up just record it, and I'll have a separate file just for YouTube where I can go back, clip it up, and do exactly how I want for a YouTube long formatted video. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So
So what do you see the difference in? Actually, do you see a difference in the growth between TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube? And like, how do you navigate that space of like understanding? Okay, this is for TikTok. Okay, this is for Instagram. And what do you see coming out of those platforms?
so what I've noticed is Instagram, like so you know how everyone says TikTok is a like if you don't catch somebody in 3 seconds, then that's it, like you done.
Okay.
Instagram is actually shorter than TikTok. So if you don't get somebody with like a meme or something like that along those lines, if it's not about 10, 15 seconds, Instagram just is not going to push in the algorithm. At least not for my content.
Okay.
I've had some videos do well on Instagram, but again, those are my 10, 15-second videos. A lot of my videos over on TikTok are about 30 to 45 seconds long, and they do very well on TikTok. And then for YouTube Shorts, it's a hit or miss really for the type of content I make. But again, my content is specifically driven through TikTok first. So I don't really try to branch off just for Instagram content or just for YouTube Shorts. I make it for TikTok, so I always do that 30 to 45 second. But I have realized Instagram pushes shorter videos, and YouTube Shorts is just hit or miss on whether the algorithm picks it up.
Okay, okay, and with over 100,000 likes on TikTok, your follower count is growing, day over day. So when did you really start seeing the growth and the success on TikTok within that space?
So TikTok's is a weird thing, at least for the way I do my content. So since I'm a more competitive player, I didn't really grow that much doing TikTok live streams, because a lot of people that go to live streams are the non-competitive players or the casual player base. So
Okay.
once they start hearing too many play calls, because I mainly do my live streams on NBA 2K, like you had said earlier. So once I do too many play calls or whatever, people tend to click off because they're not used to watching that style of basketball. for a lot of 2K players, they like the casual. You just go in the rec center, just have fun, just hop on with anybody. But when it came to content, now especially this last couple months, I've been showing more of my basketball knowledge, my play calling and whatever. So really, this last month, I've seen about a 80% growth in followers within a month-to-month basis. So just this past month, I gained about 700 followers just off my basketball knowledge. And one of my videos alone, I gained 500 followers off of it. So I've noticed that when it came to my style of basketball, people are more willing to watch in a TikTok format than in a TikTok live stream. So it's understanding that. See, now when I go back live, instead of being live for my competitive games, maybe I play a couple more casual games and continue growing that way on stream.
Good. It sounds like you're really finding yourself within the content, right?
Yes.
So you started one way, and then you really kind of found your own little groove and your own little kind of niche about like why people follow you and this, is that, and the other. And that's a big part of getting started with the content creation, is just finding who you are, what fits inside of you within the content creation space. So going off that, how do you juggle between creativity and trending topics, right? We all see some of the 2K videos, some of the Marvel Rival videos going viral. How do you juggle your own creativity with those trending topics?
So basically, how I do it, this isn't a get rich quick scheme or nothing, but I just really do what I find enjoyable, right? So when I play 2K, I'm more of a competitive player, like I said. So I'm gonna play more competitive style of basketball. I'm gonna be in the Pro-Am Center, and yeah, I'll hop in the rec here and there whenever I want to stream. Sorry, Sonny wants to make a guest appearance, but
what's up, Sonny?
So if I wanna just chill with the community, I'll just go to the rec center. I'm not gonna force them to sit in the Pro-Am where they're not as comfortable. Now, when it comes to making the content for myself, I can't really sit there and make rec content 2K wise. That's a more casual game mode. That's not for me. So I try to clip it, but I'm not as consistent on that side of the content creation. So really for me, I just stay true to myself and do whatever I like. And like I said, like I don't do this for the money. I don't do this for the fame. I just do it for fun, right? So I do it to build a community, to have people just come in and feel like they belong somewhere. And that's what I cater my content creation to.
Absolutely. And being within that space, being within your followers, you know what I mean? I can tell how much of a community is within your Discord, within your TikTok lives, within your Twitch lives, you know what I mean? It's always love for NotNandoTWD. So whatever you're doing, it's very successful. So keep it up, do what you need to do. Leading to that next question, what strategies do you use to kind of stay motivated to grind out not only the content, but grind out, the video game aspect? You know what I mean? You say you do it for fun and family. So, like, what is your kind of number one strategy of, like, staying on top of your game at all points in time?
Being a hard worker, honestly.
Okay.
It's very easy to quit. I could just decide one day not to just log in and call it a day. But like I said, if I'm doing it for a purpose of having people come in and be a part of a community, I have to show up day in and day out, right? So, everybody needs a break. Everybody needs a day off. But if I get lazy and I don't show up for a week or two, now these people who've been part of the community is now wondering, hey, where's Nando? So I just make sure that people have a place to come and just relax, vibe out. I always have music in the background. Even if you don't want to watch the gameplay, you just want to listen and chill, you have a place to go, just get your mind off things. Because, to me, gaming really is just a way to get your focus off the real world, like you just sit, enjoy yourself, and let the struggle or whatever, day-to-day basis you got on, you could just forget about it for an hour or two.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, if you could expand, so you said you mainly focus on TikTok. If you could expand to any platform and gain instant success, what would it be and why?
YouTube, for sure.
YouTube? Okay.
Instant success on YouTube. There's hundreds and thousands of creators there that, they have millions of followers. They have their little plaques, I don't necessarily do it for the money or anything like that. But if I could get instant success and become a full-time streamer, or become, because on YouTube they have YouTube Live, they have YouTube Shorts, they have YouTube videos. It's a one stop get all. Honestly, for content. So Twitch has live stream, TikTok has live stream and videos, but they don't have the long formatted videos. They don't really push those in the algorithm. YouTube has been around since I was in middle school. For a very long time. I always got my content from YouTube, and I don't see YouTube failing ever, as some of these other companies might or will end up failing. So I think for instant success, I'd say YouTube. Yeah.
And this is where I'm going to challenge you to take your creative nature and then just put it on YouTube, right? Just start the content that you have right now. You've already started within the 2K videos, right? So you want to make sure that whatever form of content you have, just put it on the YouTube space and then find what is useful within the YouTube space. You know what I mean? You currently have, if I'm not mistaken, 2 videos uploaded on YouTube right now for 2K, the best point guard, and then some other play calling options. So make sure you guys check that out. NotNandoTWD. But you know what I mean? You already have the success foundation, right? Just take the content that you have and swing it over to YouTube, and then that'll kind of swing us into our last kind of 2 questions.
Wait, hold on. Sorry to cut you off there, but you saying that is actually funny, because today you stopped by the stream after you got done working out, and I was on Marvel Rivals, and exactly what you just said I was doing. I was recording all my gameplay today, and I said, you know what? If I'm already gonna be playing the game, and if I'm already going to be making the content, might as well just clip the whole game. I could go back in there, chop it up. I played for about an hour and a half this morning. And all I have to do now is just go back, chop it up for a 10, 15-minute video, make 2 videos out of an hour and a half gameplay, and I have 2 videos for the week, or 2 videos for 2 weeks. I could start a schedule that way. Just by showing a little bit more effort, So it's funny that you said that. So
that's a good point there, right there.
So challenge accepted.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. All right, kind of the last question before we kind of part ways here. What do you feel like is the best way to get your foot in the door? Right? You said just start. You know what I mean? You said just start. Just make the content. If you could give the people just one idea to start making that content around, whether it's gaming, whether it's around cooking, whether it's around, just day-to-day lifestyle, like, what would you kind of say that piece of content would be?
Do what you love. It's simple.
Okay.
It's like what they say in a regular job. If you do what you love, it's not work, right? So if you're doing what you love, whether it be cooking, even for girls, get ready with me's, and they like glamorizing and getting dressed, just. If that's what you like, just record it. I mean, who's gonna stop you, right? You put it on the internet. Maybe it doesn't work out. Maybe it does work out. But at least you tried, and that's the best thing that you could say is I tried. It's not what if, is I tried, it didn't work out, so I stopped. Okay. And that's what I think is be the best.
Okay. So it's the first. It's the brand new start of the year. Lastly, what are your goals going into 2025, structured around content? Like, what is it? Consistency? Is it growth? Like, what is your perfect 2025 look like, within your content creation space?
My perfect 2025, honestly, right now is just keep doing what I've been doing. Since I'm doing what I enjoy, it doesn't really feel like work. I'm coming in, day out. You'll see me live almost 5-6 times a week. I put content out in the morning every single day. So for me, it's just continuing that hustle. It's not giving up. I have a second baby on the way, so
congratulations, by the way. Congratulations.
So I have a second baby on the way, so gaming is gonna take a little bit of a back seat, but it's not gonna stop for me. I'm always gonna try to have a space where people could come in and like I said earlier, find their safe space within my safe space, and that's my perfect 2025, is just making sure that other people can come get the enjoyment they need when they need a break.
Okay. Hey, Not Nando, I appreciate you for joining us today. This is our first interview actually on the Harris Room, so this is going to be, the one and only. You're my first interview. I was your first subscriber on TikTok. Much love for you. Make sure you follow NotNandoTWD on all socials, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube.
Yes, sir.
They will all be linked in the description, so thank you for tuning in with us today.
Nah, thank you for having me, brother. Much
no
love.
problem.